Hey Fivers, welcome back to another episode of 5 Years to 40, the podcast and community where we are talking, thinking, and taking tremendous steps through our 30s so we can create a fascinating and fabulous life. My name is Anisha, and I'm back for another episode, and I'm so excited. I haven't been on recording for a little bit because, well, life. And I'm sorry that I haven't been more consistent, but I'm working on it, and 2021 I do believe is going to be a lot better. Fingers crossed. So as it is right now, guys, I'm working on the 10 things I learned in 2020. Now, I did an episode at the end of 2019 where I shared 10 things that I learned in 2019 and would carry into 2020. And boy, it was bang on. Like the most of the things that I said I would have needed, I definitely needed, because nobody could have think about 2020 being the year it was, but I'm glad I decided to grab onto some things to carry with me because they certainly helped. But so you can go ahead and take a look at that right now. I'm going to leave a link in the description or somewhere up on top here. You should see popping up now, as you could go and take a look at that, of what I said I would use in 2020. But right now, I'm just going to share with you some of the things that I think we're going to need a lot more of as we go into this new 2021 year. Okay? I saw a meme the other day. Y'all know I love memes, right? So I saw a meme where somebody was saying 2020 felt like when you were a kid and you were jumping on the trampoline and then you fell and everybody kept jumping and you couldn't get back up. And I was like, the accuracy, but in some ways. But re-entry 2020 was mixed feels for me. Some areas of my life, it was really hard, and some areas I felt as though I had more freedom, more space, and more opportunities to use my creativity. So it was a bit of a mixed spot for me, and I don't know how it was for you, but I'd love if you'd leave in the comments how 2020 manifested itself for you, apart from the obvious COVID-19, right? So anyhow, so today what I'm going to be talking about is ways you can build your ability to bounce back. So back to the trampoline example, a lot of things have been happening, and there's no guarantee that 2021 will come around and more bounces might be happening in 2021, right? So we don't know for sure, which is why it's super important to have a plan going forward and have some tools in your backpack. It's like Dora the Explorer, because anything could happen. Swiper might just jump out. So we need to have a backpack of tools to help us, build our resiliency and to be prepared for 2021. So I'm just going to share with you 5 tips that you can use to build your bounce back mentality for 2021. Okay, so the first thing is to understand that it's okay to start over. And 2020 would have had a lot of opportunities for us to start over things, because for part of the time, most of us were operating in brand new situations, unaware of what the future outcomes would be, or really nothing to compare to say, well, in a similar case, this is what we did and this is what happened. So we went out in some really unprecedented times, and in some really the newness of it all meant that sometimes we would have started something and said, nah, that's not going to work, we have to start over again. If you think about how the school system worked out, for all the millennial moms and dads out there, that there were a few things would have started and just recognized, this is not going to work, we're going to have to change this. If we had to think about how school will work, if kids are at school and parents are at home, or if parents are at home and kids at school, things were different. So for 2021, I think we should all have a mindset where we know it's okay to start over, and it's okay to start over the same thing several times, and that works for everything. So you have a savings plan, and the saving plan will work. Don't just give up and say, oh, this is not gonna work, I'll never be able to save. I want to figure out how you can get yourself back together and start it over. It didn't work in January, start it in February. It didn't work in February, start it in March. Do not give up on yourself. Be okay with starting things over again and again. And that will help you to build your resiliency and really be able to hit 2021 if it starts to act up. Right? So the other thing is to remember that bad times and ill feelings about things really do last. Like, you can spend time stressing about the fact that things not working and not going how they are, or how they once were and how they should be, and that might make you disconnect from the fact that life is happening anyway. So don't spend too much time focusing on things going bad. Try to shift your focus to remember that in the midst of all of it, life is still happening, and you can use your energy and all your thoughts and all your creativity to create authentic steps towards the life you want, the fabulous, fascinating life you want to create, which is what we do on this channel, which is what all my fibers have got locked down, which is what we have in these conversations, so we can do better and better every day. That's what we're doing, building a better life, right? A more fascinating and fabulous life. And so to do that, you want to really remember that bad things happen, but they do not last. I know that coming down towards the end of the year, like in September, Jesus, I had to keep reminding myself over and over, it will not last. Things must get better, and then I would have had to deliberately shift my focus from looking at things not going the way I would want them, and make myself remember that there's still a reason to have fun. There's still a reason to enjoy your life and enjoy the people around you and enjoy your family. And I was real deliberate about doing that in all of October. And if you check my October feed on Instagram, you'd realize that I was doing a lot more. I was doing the most, because I was reminding as a deliberately standing off to 2020 to say, hey, you hit me, but look, I'm still gonna make sure that I embrace the things I have, the good things I have around me, the good people I have around me, and enjoy my life regardless. So going forward into 2021, I just want us to remember to remember that bad things and ill feelings don't last. Let us continue to take authentic steps towards making and creating a life that we truly want to live. Okay, and if you want to learn more about using authenticity and taking massive action, be sure to check out the Authenticity and Massive Action playlist on YouTube, because all of August in 2020 I created I posted on Instagram every day, and so was able to give you little tips on ways you can take authentic action to just build a fascinating life that you want to live. So be sure to check that out. It is going to be a nice little starting point, and in 2021 we're going to go even harder on that. We took a deep dive in August, but we surfaced for some air. I'm going to go back and start pinpointing some of the areas that people would have responded most to, and so look out for that early 2021 for more ways that we're using authenticity to take massive action in our life. Okay, I'm excited about it, and as I tell you guys more, I'm sure you'll be excited too. Okay, so the third way is a little unorthodox, but work with me. I want you to build your resiliency, build your bounce back by telling yourself better lies. Yeah, tell yourself better lies. Look, we tell ourselves lies every day. We say things like, nothing can fit in me. I do that. Like, I will show up somewhere. I'm late because nothing can fit in me. Really, I didn't show up to the place naked, so something must have fit, right? So it's a lie. It's not that nothing was fitting. It's not that all the good guys are taken. That's a lie. It couldn't possibly be that all the good guys are taken. It couldn't possibly be that money does never last. Before you reach in your hand, it's gone. that can possibly be the truth, because you when it reached in your hand, you're able to do things. And I guess the decision, because if it didn't reach in your hand, it would have stayed right where it is. If it's the bank, if it's by your employer, wherever it is, it would have stayed right there. So it really and truly, that's a lot. Technically, that's a lot. Okay. You might say this person or this place or this organization is the worst, and really and truly, when you sit down and you listen to some of the stories people have about their spouses, about what they're going through where they work, about what they're dealing with in relationships, where you would be like, oh my gosh, my problems are so minimal. Go back inside problems. Nobody wants to see you, because some people are really dealing with some heavy shit out here. And so what I'm trying to say is just make sure that if you're going to tell yourself a lie, because we do that every day, tell yourself a better lie. So don't say the same clothes don't fit it. Don't say nothing I have don't fit. Say I really should update my wardrobe next week. I'll change up my whole wardrobe next week. Well, you know that ain't gonna happen. But it sounds a lot better, and it's a lot more encouraging, and it's an action-oriented thing to tell yourself than you saying that I can't, nothing fits in me, and da da da. Or you could say I'll go on a fasting diet. You may not necessarily go on a fasting diet, but it's better than saying nothing if it, right? Rather than saying money has never last. Tell yourself that I know how to save better or something. Give yourself something better to work with, because your mind really, anything you say, that anything that comes out of your mouth, your words are so powerful. Like anything that comes out of your mouth, your mind say, okay, that's what you're saying, that's what you agree, okay, no problem, let's do it. So that's why it's really important to be careful of what you're saying and how you're saying it. And that's why I'm saying, if you're going to lie, like, do a better lie. Or don't lie at all, and tell yourself positive things. Affirm yourself every single day, which is something I strongly advocate for, because it helps to create a better life for you. It helps you to create a better mindset. When you wake up in the morning, you affirm yourself. You affirm that, I'm strong, I'm wise, I'm beautiful, I create good things. I lend my abilities and my creativity to making things that help people to be joyful. I am joyful. You just affirm yourself, and it helps you to be in a better state of mind. Okay? But don't tell yourself the lies that nothing ain't fitting. You're not walking around in the nude, so something is fitting. You check? All right. The other thing that we're going to do to help us to bounce back, or have a bounce back mentality in 2021, is to be patient. And Rome wasn't built in a day for a reason. My grandmother always say, hurry, but don't build a good nest. So you're rushing. I know that 2020 felt like it cut you out at the knees, because look, you had plans and you wanted to finish your house, or you wanted to I don't know, you wanted to get married, you wanted to date. 2020 was the worst for dating. It was. But anyhow, I digress. So let's say you had some great plans for 2020 and it didn't really happen. Don't just say, well, that's it, I'm done, I'm shutting the door, I'm not going to go ahead with that, so I didn't get through the loan. Or let's say, I know a lot of people may have had changes on their jobs, changes in their earning capacity. Some people lost jobs because of this dreadful COVID-19, and so that may have made you had to make some major adjustments to the plans you had for yourself. But be patient with yourself. Just because it's delayed doesn't mean that it's denied. Like this, don't tell yourself that your dreams are over, that you can't get to purchase the piece of land you had your eye on, or you can't get to build your home as you wanted to, or put on an extension, or you can't start your degree, or you can't have that baby you wanted because things are so uncertain. No, it's not a denial. It is only a delay. And so remember that, and be patient with yourself. In the meantime, while all of this is going on, remember that you can look for opportunities to learn from whatever is going on, become better prepared, get some additional quotes from somebody. Maybe the bank that you were going to use may have additional perks you can get, so you can build your home next time for even I don't know, less money. You might find some ways you can curtail something. You never know. Just look for the opportunities to benefit from this, and just be patient with it. Now, I know patience is not the easiest thing to do, especially when everything around you is going crazy or not happening according to plan. So I know that may not be the easiest thing to do, but I really, really, really want to suggest that you consider being patient as a way to help you to bounce back and, just kind of shake off all of the things that might happen in 2021 that may not be favorable. We're still looking for favorable, but just in case, remember to be patient, right? And also remember that, because I know comparison is a big thing, that look, it have a lot of people out here perfect. They are perfect. A lot of great things going on, and that is wonderful. And I always believe in celebrating other people's success, but the truth is, especially in times like these, perfection is not an indication of success. You can have everything perfect. That don't mean to say you're successful or peaceful inside of you, right? So, and that is like the ultimate success, I believe, like health, happiness, connection to real people and real things. Those are real indicators of success in my book. So if that's something you subscribe to, I'm just saying, remember to be patient. And everybody who is hyper successful right now, one time had to go through some stuff. If you have a gift, or you have a calling, or you have a whatever, to whom much is given, much is expected. That's not just meaning that because you have a lot, you have to give a lot to other people. It also means you have to give a lot to your dreams. It means that you have to stay up later sometimes. It means you have to go to bed late. It means that you have to wake up early sometimes to get that body you want, to get the bank account you want, to get the bachelor's that you want. It takes effort, and because you have that dream in you, it means you have to give a little bit more to it. I like to call it ambition tax. I was talking to a friend of mine who started her business very recently, and she was saying, it took a lot from her team to do it. And I said, honey, this is called ambition tax. So while people are sleeping, you sweating, because you have to create things, and you have to think again, and you have to go back to the drawing board sometimes. But to whom much is given, and that dream inside of you, don't bother to give up. Don't give up. Please use the dream and be patient with it, and give all you can so that you succeed in whatever you put your mind to do. Right. And the fifth tip I'm going to suggest to build a bounce back mentality is to know that failures are lessons, and obstacles are really opportunities for growth. So I don't even like to use the word failures. I find failures is a word that I don't really like to use on 5 years to 40. And you all know from earlier episodes I say this. I don't believe that nobody fails in life. I feel like though you can have, it's either you win or you learn a lesson, right? So all the things that may have happened right now, you may have had a setback with your job, have a setback with a project, you may have encountered relationship issues. I know a lot of people, not a lot, but I know some people who have suffered relationship changes because of COVID, when COVID happened and people couldn't see each other. And anyway, it's a whole other conversation. But so let's say things changed in your life in those aspects. It's not that you failed, it's just that you learned some pretty epic lessons. And the great thing about epic lessons is that it helps you and it helps others. So be on the lookout for someone or some people who you might be able to inspire with your story, or help with your insights, or share some wisdom with, because I think that's how God works. Like whenever you go through something, you'll see suddenly people come in and telling you something that, and you could suddenly respond in a more authoritative way because you've been through it already and you can give them sound advice. I feel like God's like, oh, she went through that already and she learned. So let me direct that person. Let them cross path, let them end up on a bus together, let them whatever. And while we're talking, please, I beg you, wear your mask. This is serious. This COVID thing is serious out here. But still, share your wisdom with the people that may need it. And the other thing I was telling you about, so to build your bounce back mentality, remember that lesson, failures are really lessons. And then also remember that obstacles are opportunity for growth. If you think about a seed or anything that's growing, it usually requires a push. Like there's always a barrier, and then you have to kind of push through. So the seed is on the ground and it's unfolding and it's doing this thing and nobody can see it, and then suddenly you just push through the barrier and you see the little green blade, and then it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows. But during that time, while I think it's germination, if I get my integrated science right, it's on it, stuff is happening and nobody can really see it. But if that seed decide to say, well, look, I can't see no sun, what am I supposed to do here? I might have to go out and I have to be on top ground and I'm not seeing anything happening and I just done. If the seed decides to flatline, nobody will ever know that there was a whole big plant to go along with this seed. But the seed had to push on through, you know, all the obstacle of the soil to get to the top of it. It's a crazy example, but it came to me because when I was doing reflection, like I tell you guys, I'm preparing for the 10 things I learned in 2020. When I was reflecting on that, I realized that at the beginning of the year, I journaled and asked God that this year 2020 would be a year that I experience growth and goals and glowing. And honey, God done delivered. He gave me all them things because the growth was there, and for a long time I was stuck, not realizing that the obstacles I was encountering. And I can tell y'all, some of the things I was encountering, I'm like, what is going on? I know how to deal with this. Why is this hard? And only recently I realized, oh my gosh, these were things that God was trying to make sure that I'm good with, I'm done with. I'm not responding I'm not responding badly to things. I'm not triggered in situations where I should have already conquered, because so these obstacles are going to help me to find my voice, use my voice when I need it, know when to stop, know when to start, know when to motivate yourself, know when you're procrastinating and what to do about it. And I realized I needed to conquer those things because those things are attached to my growth, and I asked for growth. So baby, I got all the right obstacles to help me to push on through. So if you see that you're encountering obstacles, count it all joy. That's probably because God ready to level you up, and he's just checking to see if you're on a growth train. And we're on this growth train. 5 years to 40 people are here on the growth train. We are aware and we're pushing through barriers every single day. And if you have pushed through a major barrier recently, please be sure to leave it in the comments so we can celebrate with you, because you know I like to celebrate when people win. I love to hear about all these wonderful stories that people are doing things. Leave it in the comments so that we can the entire tribe can go ahead and celebrate you. So please do that. And yeah, so let us know where you're winning, thriving, pushing through obstacles. Let us know also what is your bounce back trick, so we can grab that and put it in our backpack for 2021, because whatever comes to 2021, we're still sticking to having a fascinating and fabulous future. Regardless, done. That's all it is. So that's it. That's the 5 tips. I want you to make sure that you remember that lessons come from failure, that obstacles are really unique and beautiful opportunities for growth. That's one. I want you to remember that you have to be patient. Be patient with yourself as you go through this uncertain times, especially as you go through these uncertain times. These are unprecedented times, and it's okay to be patient with things, and it's okay to understand that you are not able to respond to things as you would normally respond to it. That is okay. So give yourself the time and the space to work through stuff, and keep doing what you could do, but be patient with yourself. Right? And the third thing was to tell yourself better lies, because sometimes when things are going wrong, we just kind of blanket all of it and say, oh my gosh, this is so horrible. But in the middle of the horrible day, your child would have prayed a special prayer, or your boss would have given you encouraging word, or your coworker would have complimented your hair, or your mom would have called you to tell you that she's praying for you. In the middle of everything going wrong, you have a lot of things going right. And so be sure to remember to tell yourself the truth, or tell yourself better lies. Okay? Not to say that everything's going wrong and nothing is fitting me and blah 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 blah. But yes, we ate all our quarantine bread, but girl, something still fits. So come on now. Right? And the second thing I had said is to remember that bad times and ill feelings do not last. Yes, we're going through, and this year been doing the most, but so are we. Wherever bad times are happening, grace abounds all the more. So we have what we need to push through this. And to always remember it's okay to start over. Things may not go according to plan. So if it requires you having to start over, do what you gotta do. Start over again. But whatever you do, not give up, because we're on the way to having a fascinating and fabulous life. I really miss coming on here and sharing this with you guys, and I am making everything line up, putting everything in place so that I'm able to get back to weekly episodes. And I just want to thank you all for supporting the 5 years to 40 podcast throughout the year. It's been amazing meeting some of the people who listen, getting feedback, the direct messages, the people who say that the podcast is encouraging, the people who say that it's providing value to their life, that they learn something new. Those things light me up, and they really make me feel as though the work that's going out into the world is worth it. So thank you so much for, I guess, providing the encouragement that every one of us need. We all need it. So thank you so much for doing that for me. And remember to be safe. Wear your mask. Like, wear them. Please. And the other day I jumped out of the, and listen, I'm glad that Grenadians are taking it serious now. We're taking it serious now, right? So like the other day, I jumped out of the car, I was going to the ATM, and I totally forgot to put on the mask. And I run up the stairs, and the lady who was there gave me one cut eye. She's like, and I'm like, okay. I was like, what's wrong with this? Then I realized, oh my God, I don't have my mask. So I just kind of did everything really quick. I run back in the car. So, I'm glad that she checked me, because I would check somebody if I see them without theirs. But like, wear it. My daughter has been wearing it on her wrist. She said that's how they wear it in the school. There's wear it on the wrist when they have to take out to eat and things. So that's what I've been doing right now. Wear my if I have to take it off to eat or whatever, or if I'm driving in the car for myself, I will put it on my wrist, so I know whenever I reach out in public, I don't have to search for it. It's right there on my wrist. That's a helpful trick. Compliments SJC St. George's. And so that's what I'm sharing with you guys. Keep taking care of each other and keep doing the most, guys. And look out for the episode where I tell you all the things I learned in 2020, the year. All right, take good care.